Now, you may have seen a lot of talk about New Zealand being grey listed by FATF. The reason given for some of the upcoming regulatory reforms that have been proposed is to avoid New Zealand being grey listed. A recent article states that those same regulatory reforms puts New Zealand at risk of being put on the grey list. So what is grey listing and why do we care about it? Grey listing occurs when FATF places a country under increased monitoring due to significant gaps in that country's AML-CFT framework. Countries that are grey listed are required to address these gaps through regulatory reforms outlined in an agreed upon action plan. Now, grey listing doesn't just happen. It will follow a mutual evaluation conducted by FATF, which is essentially an audit of a country's AML-CFT regime. New Zealand's last mutual evaluation took place in 2021, and since then we've had two follow-ups from FATF in 2022 and 2024 to assess our progress in addressing the findings from that mutual evaluation. So why do we care about grey listing? Well, it damages a country's reputation, making it more difficult for domestic businesses to engage in international trade due to a perceived heightened risk of money laundering, terrorism financing, and proliferation financing. This perception leads to higher compliance costs and increased scrutiny of transactions, and can ultimately deter foreign investment in New Zealand. So, do I think we'll be grey listed? No, I don't. New Zealand has already taken steps to address the findings from the last mutual evaluation. And we can see from the actions that have been taken to date and the actions that are proposed in the upcoming regulatory reforms that we are actively working to address the gaps in our AML-CFT regime. What's next for you? Well, as we said in an earlier video, there will be upcoming regulatory changes, and these will likely go on for several years. For now, well, let's just wait and see.